Yeah, to your question, I think the biggest thing is intense in everything we do. It's not just maybe how we press the ball, but the intense of being focused on the field and knowing your role and what the coaching staff's asking you to do in the game. So it's not just intensity in terms of play, but focusing as well is a big one.
And on Saturday, when Leo scored the opening goal in that game, you were first to celebrate with him. You're celebrating hard. He's got 3 goals in 3 games. Just what have you seen from Leo over the first 3 weeks in terms of what seems like an intense focus and sort of a renewed energy?
Yeah, Leo's been obviously very good so far to start this preseason. That's to be expected in a way because I know the quality he has as a player and what he wants to achieve as well. I know he wants to have a really good year, and I know he's going to the World Cup, and those things motivate you as a player, and I think you can expect big things this year from him, and those are the expectations as well that fall on his shoulders. We rely on him to score goals, but also with that being said, I think he's very good on the other side of the ball as well. His defending is, like you said, intense, so he has a lot of good attributes.
And Matt, you're one of those guys that knew Marco before he came here. How has it been for you working with him and the new coaching staff in this atmosphere?
Yeah, it's been great. Obviously, knew Marco in Chicago early in his coaching career as an assistant. Again, I don't think much has changed in terms of intensity, which is great, something that I'm familiar with. And then the staff entirely with Sean, Michael, and Blair, obviously, from last year as well. So they've all had their individual roles, and they've emphasized, parts of the attack and the defending parts of it. So it's been really good to work with those guys.
And then just from the beginning of preseason to now, what are some of those big areas of progress that you've noticed within the team?
The style of play. I think a lot of guys have, tried to implement what they're asking as best we can, and I think it showed up a lot in these games where me personally, I'm very happy with where we are as a team right now, and I think we've taken all the information on board and we've applied it quite well.
All right, we'll go to questions in the room. Sam Ratoff.
Hello, Matt. Hope you're doing well. Just wanted to ask, obviously, the news of Carlos Hill just signing an extension. I know a lot can be talked about, his performance on the field, but as a captain, and I'd love for you to just maybe get us and let us into how he is off the field and just maybe some of a moment that stands out to you about just how great of a leader he is.
Yeah, been with Cappy now for a little bit. Like I say, when you have him on your team, you always have a chance to win games. So to extend his years here in New England is great for us. And the way he leads, I think he's a big guy that leads by example. He's a little quiet off the pitch, but when he gets on it, he's very intense. And his ability on the ball is second to none. So to have him here even longer, we're lucky.
Hayden Bird.
Hey Matt, I know you talked about this a little bit, and I couldn't really hear the first question, so apologies if you already answered this. But just in regards to the new head coach, Marco, I guess what have you got? What kind of sense have you gotten from him so far? I know it's early, and just after the last 2 seasons, what do you think he brings to the table that will help you guys, turn things around and maybe get back to playoffs? Thank you.
Yeah, I think I don't want to reflect on the past, just what's going on now. And I think with Marco, he has a clear plan in place, and when you don't execute the way he sees that it should be done, he will be on it immediately, and he'll make sure that is fixed and it's corrected. There's a specific style, and like I said, I think we've implemented what the coaching staff has asked quite well in the first 2 or 3 games that we played. So I think the biggest thing is that there's a really good plan in place, and if we do it properly, we will create a lot of goal-scoring opportunities.
Seth McCumber.
Hey, Matt, I want to be careful about asking this question, but the Revs obviously got younger in the offseason, bringing in a lot of young players. What's it like to be with some of these younger players, maybe even Brooklyn Reigns, and then you taking on that leadership, being someone who's been around for a little bit longer?
Yeah, you can ask it however you like, but I think it's nice. I think it's the natural part of the game is, you don't want a group of just, old veteran guys. I think you need that young blood in the team, kids that are motivated to push the group and push the intensity of the sessions and have motivation to even go past where they are now. So I think it's important in any team, in any sport, to have different ages where you're able to guide them as older players, but also for younger players to push us, and that comes with competition, and that's how it should be in every sport.